This is Stephanie with Touching Worlds. It's good to have you here. We're going to do a free Qigong session for about 40 minutes. So get comfortable. I always like to start with a hand tapping exercise. So if you want to begin, it's the palms facing down and we're gently tapping or rubbing. And I actually heard this morning from Spring Forest Qigong leader Chunyi Lin that this is good for the sciatica, tapping this part of your body. But there's a lot of health benefits with this. But that was an interesting note. So some people, I got a class going on Zoom, and so they know this hand tapping routine. So I thought I'd just share something new. And then let's flip the hands. Now they're going to be upright, and we're going to gently tap or rub the pinky, the karate chop point. So if that's what it looks like if you want to rub. And I know if anybody's watching on Facebook, if you want to leave a comment or say hi, right now nobody is, but eventually I save it usually, and later on they do. So I appreciate it. And if you wanted to watch it, this will be recorded and posted on YouTube. So if you enjoyed this and you want to do it again or share it with a friend that isn't on Facebook, I know not everybody is, we got YouTube as well. So it's kind of fun. This is my gadget fun moment. All right, so now we're tapping the fingertips, or you can rub the fingertips. Now let's rub the interlocking of the fingers. This is good for the throat and the neck. Also, I've heard it's good for the back. You can kind of imagine that's your vertebrae and all that fluid that's needed for the bones. It's moving freely and wonderfully, the synovial fluids. All right, so the hand that's lower, we want to bring it up a little bit higher and do the same thing. That can be a very tough move if you're older, if you have any memory issues, so good job. All right, now let's tap along the outside of the hand. So the fingertips are open in the middle, and we just gently tap or rub. They say this one is good for cold prevention or lung ailments. And if you like what we're doing or want to do it on your own, want to know where I got this from, it's on my website, touchingworlds.com/disclaimer. So the disclaimer is always do what's comfortable for you. If something hurts, don't do it, make it smaller, or just imagine instead. So at the bottom of that disclaimer page is the handouts for this hand Qigong exercise that we're doing. I learned it from my master instructor in Tai Chi for Health, Linda Ebling. She's a wonderful instructor, so I'm not sure where she got it from, but I know a lot of the master instructors in that program taught it. It's not officially part of Tai Chi for Health, though. It's not a part of that. All right, so we did the webs of the hands. Now we're going to start going to the back of the hand. So one hand is going to face up, one hand's going to face down, and we're going to gently tap or rub in a circular motion, about 3 times in one way or 3 times in the other. So I find rubbing to be relaxing, tapping to be stimulating, so just imagine what you need the most. And this hand that's on top is going to go to the bottom. This hand on the top is going to flip up now, and we're going to do the same thing, just at a slightly different angle. This is supposed to be good for heart and chest pain and stroke prevention. All right, good job. All right, now we're going to flip the hands again, and now we're going to do the back of the wrist. So the back of the wrist, one hand's kind of facing up, one hand is facing down, and this is supposed to be good for lower back. So if you need to rub, that's what it looks like rubbing, and now the other way. All right, good. Now let's flip the hands. The top hand goes down, that bottom hand now faces up, and we're just gently tapping. And this is a great exercise if you just want to get present, you're feeling stressed out, you got a business deadline or performance anxiety, or you're just feeling really emotional. This is a good tapping routine just to center yourself. All right, so now we're going to do the knuckles, the palms, and the thumbs. We're going to just gently tap or rub. Good. And this is good for headaches, either preventing or if you have them. And you can do this for about a minute at a time, each one if you want. And then just kind of take a break if you are picking one in particular. but I like doing the whole sequence. So welcome. Good. We got some people watching on Facebook. So hi Lyle. Looks like Mike Hansen. Those are some of my relatives. And Abdul. So thank you. All right. So now we're going to just check in with our bodies, kind of center ourselves even more, quiet down. You can stand or sit. I'm sitting right now, but eventually I will stand. All right. So hands up or down. They say if you have any high blood pressure or high sugar, headache, don't have your hands up, face it down. That's what one time I've heard. So listen to what feels right for you. This is more grounding. This is more receiving. So yeah, listen. So I'm going to pick that. And before we do that, last time we did a singing bowl, which I love hearing that sound to center ourselves. So let me do that again. Using the sound to get centered here in this moment. It's a beautiful sound. All right, so noticing our breath, noticing the sounds in the room, the temperature, feeling upright, feeling connected to the earth and also to the sky. So that means that we want to have an upright back, hips, shoulders, ears in alignment. We want our chin slightly tucked in. We want to imagine a string pulling us up and the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't, no worries. Just center yourself, and we just want to check in with our bodies. So starting with the top of the head, going down the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, and the fingers. We want to soften and relax any tense or anxiety or tension we might be feeling. And then we want to go further down the spine, down to the hips, to the thighs, to the knees, to the ankles, and to the feet. Softening and relaxing. And if you want to, we can also imagine pulling up beautiful, rich nutrients from the earth, like we're a plant. So imagine you're pulling up beautiful nutrients from the earth, up your feet, up your ankles, replenishing what your body needs, up your knees, your thighs, your hips, up your bones, your spine, right, and to your shoulders, your elbows, your fingers, your neck, and the top of the head. And imagine that beautiful nutrients fulfilling you, feeling centered, feeling relaxed. And let's set our intention for today's practice. Our practice could be for fun, health and balance. It could be for wellness. It could just be for peace and serenity. So set that intention, know that it is with you. And let's begin with our warm-up movements. So if your eyes are closed, you can open them. And we're going to begin with the first movement. And it doesn't matter if you're sitting or standing. So I'm going to stand just to give you a little variety. So hands here by our side. We're going to have our hands come up slowly, drippy fingers. And then hands slowly coming down. And we're going to look at the floor. And this is a very gentle movement with your breath preferably. And it doesn't matter if you inhale or exhale, but I prefer inhale as the hands rise. Exhale as they go down. So looking straight ahead. And then hands slowly coming down. Good. Now we're going to add on to that movement. So bring the hands up, shoulder height, turn the wrists. Now we're going to gently tuck in our chin and bring our hands in, but not too close. Gently push out, and then we're going to gaze down looking at the floor. Let's do that again. This is a neck movement, so if it's hard to move your shoulders, you could do it without the hands. Just focus on the neck movement. Pushing out and slowly going down. And let's do that one more time. Tucking in our chin, gently pushing out, and gently coming down. Good. So that is a very gentle neck movement. Now we're moving on to another one. So hands are facing each other. One hand's gonna fall down. Eyes are gonna look at the palms, looking a little bit ahead, so keeping our neck neutral. And we're gonna gently open up our chest, turning our neck about 60%. Then gently coming back. Hands gently pass each other and we open up to the other side. Going to only 60%. So you notice my hips are not moving whatsoever. If you are standing, that is a temptation to want to move your hips. But this is only a neck movement. Now we're going to go 80%. And these movements are from Dr. Paul Lamb's program, Tai Chi for Health. These are his warm-ups. But these warm-ups are also Qigong. So that's why I do that on my Qigong class. I am also teaching Tai Chi through Pathways the opposite week that we meet online here. Now we're going about 90%. So if you want to learn some Tai Chi, become a participant at Pathways. It's free. You just have to have a health issue or be a caregiver of somebody with health issues. And I've heard they've never rejected anybody. So everybody's welcome. All right, good job. So those were the two neck movements. Now we're going to move on to the shoulders. So gently moving your shoulders up and down. Nice and relaxed, nice and slow. And we want to do it one more time in this direction. And it doesn't matter which one because we do the opposite now. And you can have it match your breathing if you like. Inhale as they go up. Exhale as they go down. And let's do that one more time. All right, good. All right, so now we're going to do another shoulder movement. It's called Gathering Chi. This one has a name. So palms are up about belly height. We're going to circle around. And if you're standing, bend your knees. If you're sitting, as your hands rise up, you can lift your heels. And then gently have the hands come down the center of your body. Nice and slow, like there's a little bit of resistance. So let's do that again. Inhale. Gathering beautiful oxygen into the body. And now it's going into the cells where we need it the most. Good, and let's do it one more time. Opening up, receiving, gathering, and then slowly having the hands come down for storing. All right. Good job. The next movement is for the spine. So we hold an imaginary ball, one hand at heart height, one at belly, and it's a little distance out. You know, it's not right against your shoulder, but a little distance out. Bottom hand is going to rise up and gently turn around at forehead height. Then you gently push up, gently push down. You may push to the side if that's more comfortable. And then you bring the hands back together like you're holding that ball. Now that bottom hand rises. And now gently goes up, gently goes down. Imagine your spine stretching just a little bit, keeping the arms at 70%, not a complete stretch. And if you're standing, making sure your knees are slightly bent. Gently push up and gently coming back. You can do this with your breathing if you like. Inhale. And slowly exhale. And let's do it one more time each side. Doing it how you like and how you want to breathe. And the other side. Good, bringing the hands back together, holding that imaginary ball. Now we do another spine movement. So whatever hand or elbow's on top is the direction we're going to turn. We're going to line up our nose with our knee. So it's very small. And then we flip the hands. And then we gently carry the ball to the other side. Again, very small. My hips don't move at all. So if you imagine there's like a headlight, my hips don't move at all. I've flipped my hands. Now I go back to the other side. So whatever hand's on top is the direction you turn. Flip the hands, gently carry that ball. And if you want to do it with your breathing, you can inhale as your hands turn. Exhale as you turn. Exhale, flip, and inhale as you flip your hands. There we go. We'll do it one more time. But if you want to do the opposite, I give you permission to breathe differently. Just as long as it's with one movement. Nice and slow. All right, and then coming back to center. So we did the spine movements. Now we move on to the hips. I might do it both ways because, there's some people that are sitting and then there's some people that are standing. So I always like to do the sitting folks first. And I think, let me tilt the camera just a tiny bit more for my Zoom folks because I can see it. And I think Facebook people are good. All right, so if you're in the chair for the first movement, you just lift up your leg, placing it on the side, then you bring the foot back in and to the other. So it's a very simple, sorry, actually I'm doing the second one first. Okay, so it doesn't matter what order, but let me keep the sequence. So we lift the foot out, placing kind of the heel out, then bringing it in and to the other side. There we go. Now we're gonna do it with the hands. So first we have the hands, our foot goes out, then it comes up, and then we're gonna let the hands rise. Just kind of slow yourself down. We do it to the other side, lift the foot out, bring the foot in, and then let the hands rise. So it's fairly simple. If it's harder for you to move your hands, then just do it nice and slow with your hips. If you're standing this move, we start with the heel in the front, hands in the back, and then we come to the center and we pause. If you need a chair for balance, you can hold on to a chair. So here, and then, so I'll start here. If you need a chair, coming to the center, ball of the foot, heel almost touching, hands in the front, coming back to center, and then the heel in front, hands in the back. If you're feeling really confident, you can go all the way straight through, but not pausing in the center, and then going all the way straight through. And let's do it one more time. There's many variations I just showed you. Doing the one that feels right for you. And then we can come back to center and we'll do the other leg. If you're sitting, you kind of do it both at the same time, but if you're standing, you do one leg 3 times. So let's start with the heel in front, hands in the back. We're gonna pause in the center, make sure we have our balance. Ball of the foot, heel almost touching, hands in the front. Back to neutral, heel in front. And let's do that again. Pausing, going in the back. If you need to hold on to a chair, feel free. Come to the center and then the front, and let's do it one more time. I'm gonna go all the way straight through, but do what feels right for you. And back to the front. So that is the first hip movement. The next one, I got kind of excited and I showed you a little bit in the chair right away, but you just lift the foot, place it down, foot is straight ahead, bring the foot in, opposite side, place it down, and then bring it back in. If you are standing, knees are bent, you place the foot, bring it in, and the other side. So it should be comfortable. You might feel a stretch in the hip. It's not too far. All right, now the hands are the same. So hand goes straight out, palm is facing the earth, shoulder height, hand goes across your chest, near the elbow, but not touching. And now we're gonna lift the opposite foot, and we're gonna just gently press. Bring the foot in, drop the hands, and now go to the other side. Good. Imagine a nice little stretch in your hip as you open up. And the other side. Good. Let's do it one more time each side. Maybe tightening your tummy muscles as you think about it, and then letting go as you switch sides. Tightening up your muscles as you inhale, and then letting go. All right, good. So that is the hips. Now we're gonna do the knees. I'm gonna do both, sitting and standing. So if you're in a chair, feet in a V, hands by your hips, they're nice and loose, tight fists. We're gonna lift one foot, tap it on the ground, opposite arm goes out like a punch. Then we're gonna bring both back in, and we're gonna do the other side, tap, and extend that arm. Good. Let's do it now with a kick. If you're in a chair, with the heel or toe first, listen to what you like. If you want a shin stretch or calf stretch, and then you bring both back in. If you are standing, feet are in a V, so keep doing it in the chair if you're doing that. If you're standing, we lift the foot, we tap, and extend the arm. So it's not too different. We tap on the ground, extending the arms, and we bring both back in. If you are experienced and you feel comfortable, you may do a low kick. So it's very low. but only if you feel comfortable. I can't see you, except for the people on Zoom, but I can't see the recording or Facebook. So listen to your body. We'll do it one more time, each side and the other. All right, good job. Now for the next movement, we're gonna, in a chair, feet in a V, we're in that nice upright posture. Lift the foot, place the heel down, then the toe. Then we extend the opposite arm, shifting a little bit forward. Then we come back in, we bring the foot and the arm back in. And now we do the other side, touching the heel down, then the toe, extending the arm, and then bringing it back in. Good. Let's do that again. Heel, toe. So that's the same thing. Let me show it to you standing, actually. So keep doing that if you're in a chair. If you're standing, heel, toe. Then we shift our weight into the leg and opposite arm. Then we come back, and then we do it to the other side. Heel, toe, and extend. Good. Let's do that again. Feeling that connection with the earth. Then we shift forward. And then we come back, releasing, checking, is that an icy surface? It's not, then you can shift your weight. And then you bring it back. So this is like very careful walking if you want to think about it like that. Maybe you're in a warm place, checking to make sure there's no rocks underneath your feet in the grass. You know, you can't see everything in the grass. So you were just being very mindful. Then you shift the weight, opposite arm comes out. So that's a good knee exercise. So good. That is the knees. Now we're going to move on to the ankles. You can, it's the same if you're sitting or standing. It's like a teeter-totter movement. If you can't see my feet, it's going up and down. And now we can switch to the other side, tapping the heel and the toe. And you can have your hands anywhere. Some say like to remind their center of gravity, putting their hands on the center. Now we're going to do one more movement for the ankles for Dr. Paul Lamb's warm-up program, and that's tapping the heel, big toe, little toe. And if you notice, I'm not moving my hips, I'm not moving my knee, I'm only moving my ankle, which is a very hard thing to do if you're new to this. But I know some of you have been doing it for years on the Zoom call, so it gets easier the more you do it. But this is a very good ankle range motion movement. All right, good job. So that is Dr. Paul Lamb's warm-up. In this class, it's all Qigong. So I always like to do a different Qigong, something new every week as well. So I thought I did do the Spring Forest warm-up and some other signature moves, just 2 of them, and then review one that we did last week from Sohlala Tower. We can do some of the traditional cool down. So, wow, time goes by fast, doesn't it? All right, so let's begin with Dr. Chuning Lee program. So first you want to do is, again, feel that connection with the earth. So if you're standing, you got your knees slightly bent, not straight, not super far, just slightly bent. If you're in the chair, hip, shoulders, ears in alignment. And imagine that string pulling you in. So nice and centered. And we want to, he always likes to say this password. So you want to smile first, start your internal engine, love engine. So you want to smile in your heart, feeling joy. And then he has a phrase, the password that he likes to say. So you can also say that if you want. I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I are one. Which is a really lovely phrase, I think. Feeling that connection with the earth. You know, we are connected to the earth. We belong to the earth, and knowing that we are one with the earth. And then he begins with a slight bouncy motion. So if you are in a chair, you can just slightly bend back and forth, but you know, best you can in a chair. If you are able to stand, that is ideal. The reason is because if you're on your feet, you can activate your kidney energy, or the kidney meridian, which helps with bone health. But if you cannot, just imagine that you're standing and just gently move your wrist, and you can just gently sway side to side, just bouncing in your feet. All right, this looks kind of funny, but the next movement is doing this above your head, which is really good for lymph drainage. And just you want to make sure you have floppy hands because you can open up the energy channels. Yeah, I know, doesn't it look funny? Sometimes I do this in front of my window and people are walking by and I think, I know I look really funny. All right, and then we can gently bring the hands down, turn side to side, and then eventually you can stop bouncing and feeling more centered. It's feels very energizing, this movement. And then we can gently bring our hands in front of us. So the right hand is about heart level, the left hand is about belly, and we want a distance out. We don't want it right next to us. We want a little distance. And this is the forming of the yin and yang. So that was called the beginning of yin and yang. We were feeling that connection, right, with the yin and yang, the dark light, air, matter, the opposites. Now we are doing the forming. So we want to imagine that we are seeing a column of light coming through our body. So you can be like in the center, it can be narrow, it can be a big light, it can be a big rainbow light. It can be the center of your whole body. But you're imagining this beautiful light coming within you, having your fingertips open so nothing closed or tight, nice and relaxed and open, maybe a little curved shape. And if this hurts, just imagine that you're doing it. Please listen to your body. But just feeling nice and calm and centered. And now we're going to do another movement called the moving of the yin and yang. So we're going to bring the right hand out and forward, and the left hand is gently going to rise up, and they're kind of going to be circular. So the hand gently rises up to the forehead height, then gently comes in. I'm going to do it at a slight angle so you can kind of see. It's a very slow movement that you want to do. And in his program, they usually do these for like minutes, like 10 minutes at a time. But we're just going to sample it and do it a little bit. And then we just gently bring that hand out. And you want to imagine the energy moving up and down that column of light. So when I say energy, it's just like physics. It's nothing more than that. It's not good, bad, or evil, or it is just moving your atoms and your energy in your body. It's totally neutral. It's not good or bad. I just want to balance out the energy that's moving in our body, because sometimes it can amplify too much, right? In a good way or a bad way. So we just want to balance it out, and ideally to forehead height or belly height. But if that is hard to do this range of motion, you can make it smaller. But basically we're trying to balance out the energy in our internal organs so they can flow better. And you can also do this with your breathing. Inhale as the hands go up, one hand, and then exhale as one goes down. But that is not required. I just find that very helpful. I know when I do these movements, sometimes after a while, I can speed up, right? Especially if you're newer to Qigong, it's really easy to speed up and go fast. But if you can do a deep breath, like 8-second count or even 10, one hand going up, like for, that's awesome. Slower the better. Faster is not better. And like I said, it's good, better, best. Nothing has to be perfect. It's your intention. So our intention is to just balance, create harmony within the body. Good, you guys are doing good. Let's do it one more time. And then whenever you're ready, so right hand, whenever the right hand is next to you if you're a girl, whenever your left hand is at the belly, you can bring the other hand. And they also like to have your hands at the center of your dantian or your belly button and not touching. So if you're a boy, left hand first within. If you're a girl, right hand first. And just kind of holding that. So that is some new movements. I don't think I've done moving in yin and yang with you guys. And that's the Spring Forest Qigong, some of their routine. If we have time, I'll do some tapping, but if not, I'd like to do some other moves as well. So the next movement I like to do is from the Sohlala Towers, which is a Taoist teacher, and he just taught one movement, which is really nice. So hands are by your side, it's drippy fingers, and you want to imagine you're being rooted into the earth as your hands come up, and then gently pushing down into the earth. Then we bring our hands up at shoulder height, gently pushing out like you're giving to humanity. You're sharing your gifts to the world, and then bringing the hands up if you can. If you can't, just imagine receiving energy from the sunlight, and then the hands gently come down. So you can come down the center. Good. Let's do that again. It's a really nice movement. So feeling rooted, feeling grounded. I know that's really important. We don't want to lose our balance. Bringing the hands up, giving to humanity. We need that right now. We need that connection from above, right? Feeling that connection to above. And then slowly bringing that down into our body. Feeling that heaven and earth. And let's do that again. It's a really nice move. Grounding, right? Getting centered, listening perhaps. I know it's easy to be quick, and then giving the best, giving out positivity to each other and to the world, and then receiving positivity from above, from our teachers, from our people who inspire us, and then bringing all that goodness into our body. All right, let's do that again. Bringing the hands up, bringing it down, feeling that connection. Lifting the hands up. Now we give of our hearts, give our times to other. Know that we're connected. And then connecting to above, things that are above. And then slowly receiving all that love, goodness. And let's do that again. Gently bringing up beautiful energy from the earth, nutrients, like you're a plant. And then imagine, I like that imagination, you're a plant. Imagine you're a flower sending out your fragrance to other flowers, to bees, and then open to receiving, to what is coming. And then when you need to, close your petals. If you're a flower, I like that imagery. And just slowly feeling grounded back into the earth. And let's do it 2 more times. Feeling that groundedness with the earth. We are connected, right? And then sending out. And then bringing the hands up to above. And then receiving. And then bringing that reception, insight, that goodness, our gratitude, and bring it down. And let's do it one more time. Really feel it. If you want to do it with your breath, inhale. Feeling that connection, exhale. Bringing the hands up, inhale. Giving to others. And then exhale. Inhale as the hands come up, and then receiving. And exhale as the hands come down. Good. Doesn't that feel great? Give me a thumbs up if you're, or say, give me love on Facebook if you're watching. I know I love that move. It feels really, really good. All right, let's do some hand tapping. Unless there's some other movements that come to my mind, but let's do some tapping movements. Usually I say 2 fingers, but I actually saw Chun Lin say bend your knuckles and do your knuckles. So we're gonna tap the beginning of our eyebrow point and then underneath the eyes. I'm gonna kind of do it the way he's been doing it, but there's many variations you can do. So if you wanna try it with the knuckles, just tapping 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the same thing if you want to try it with your knuckles underneath your eye sockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can also use your hands as combs and brush through your hair. And then we take cup shapes, so not flat hand, but cup. So a little hollow space on both hands, and you can gently tap the outside of the head. All right, good. I know massaging of the ears. So we want to take our thumb and index finger and gently massage, and you can pull on your earlobe at the end. A lot of good energy points that you can massage there. Good. And then we can also, if something extra, take a V and do a gentle massage on our jaw. So you might have some extra tension there. It's a nice way to relax. That's not part of his program, but I do like that one. All right, now we can also cup the inside of our armpits. I know it looks really funny, but it's really good for your lungs. It's a really good way to detox. So you're cupping on the inside, so that hollow shape, and then if you want to, you can tap along the outside as well. And let's do the other arm. Starting with the left arm is best, but if you don't, that's okay. So gently cupping. Now let's do the inside of the armpit, starting with the left arm. It's the opposite what you guys see, but doing it 9 times with that hollow cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then tapping down the inside. That same cupping, now the outside. So this is very balancing. We're opening up the channels of our energy so it can flow where it needs to go. So our bodies can be at optimal. And let's do it one more time. Each side, and now we do the other side. Cupping on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Tapping down the inside now, and now the outside. Yeah. All right, so that is the upper body, and let's do the knees. I know I got someone on Zoom. He loves these knee ones. So we're gonna cup now the outside of the knees 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or actually 10. Where did I get that one from? All right, now we do the left one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you want to, you can do the underneath the knees as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is a nice tapping routine also from Spring Forest Qigong. And I know we're getting close to our normal traditional time. So let's do the Dr. Paul Lamb cool down routine, and we might do one more fun move. Okay, so doesn't matter if you're sitting or standing. Oh, sorry, I got a cord dangling. Okay, on my YouTube recording. All right, so to cool down, tap our thighs if you're in a chair. Just one leg at a time is ideal. Crisscross is better, because that way you can massage your internal organs by turning and, tapping your leg. So one at a time. But if that's hard, you can just do straight on. All right, this is 2 variations. We'll do the Dr. Paul Lamb way. Gently pull up, go on the balls of your feet, lifting the heels if you're able, tighten up your tummy, and then exhale, release. So it's a quick, progressive muscle relaxation, tightening up, and then releasing. Inhale and exhale. If you're in a chair, you can lift the heel. So now I want to do it a slower version I call Flying Eagle. So we want to bring the hands in, go on the balls of your feet, tighten up your tummy. We're going to go nice and slow, and then exhale, opening up our arms, opening up our hands, and flying. Then bringing up strength, courage. Exhale, releasing, trusting life. Right now, we really got to trust life right now. Things are kind of crazy with COVID and everything. And then trust our bodies. They know best. Trust our intuition, right? Inside, gathering that strength. Feeling that connection and peace within. And trusting. Let's do it one more time. Feeling that connection. And then opening up. Receiving. Sharing that connection with others. So we also do gathering chi, which Hands are upright. We did it at the beginning. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it a little bit more though. Inhale, hands circle around. You can do chest height. If you have shoulder, I wanna do it small, just to kind of show you. You can do it nice and slow. You can open up to your shoulder length if you are able. And then hands slowly come down. And if you're really able, you can bring it up to your forehead height, gathering abundance from above, storing it within your body. And let's do it 2 more times, gathering beautiful nourishment, right? Oxygen, mist, water in the air, bringing it into your body. And let's do it 1 more time, gathering beautiful sunlight, joy, happiness within our body, storing it within. All right, good job. I know, I think that's a good place to end. I know I said I might give you 1 more movement, but I want to also end with a Qigong sound as well, or Qigong sound, a chime, singing bowl chime. So as we center ourselves again, before we end the practice, let's listen to this chime, listening to that gratitude. Hopefully you're feeling more centered and balanced. And let's listen to the sound. Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining. I want to end the recording, so thank you so much.